Start the recording, and I'm going to make Andrea, do you want me to stay host or do you want to transfer host over to you?
You can stay host by today.
I'm going to stay host. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the platform's all to Andrea, our leader.
Okay, I want to thank all of you for being in our conference today, and I want to thank our audience for always supporting us and always staying tuned to see how all they can help and contribute to this global social movement that is OHOW. One Humanity, One World started more than a year ago, actually, but today is a very special day because we're celebrating the anniversary of our second conference when we talk about what is the role on education on world peace. And that's how the idea for this project started. So I would like to share my screen with all of you to explain what this project is all about and make a little introduction of the people that have been missing yet. So I am new on this. I'm not sure how to share my screen on my phone. So it's an adventure. Let's go for it, okay? Okay. Okay, guys, so you will have to help tell me if you can see my screen, okay?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, and can you see my presentation?
Yeah, Humanity for Peace, One Humanity, One World live conference.
Okay, thank you very much, Leong. So as I said, this is the second conference about Humanity for Peace, but this one is to explain our project. On this conference call, I'm gonna make an introduction of what the project is all about. Our co-creator, Dr. Leong Ying, is gonna talk a little bit more about our project, and he's gonna give a special message from Dr. Nadine, the founder of the Afghanistan Peace Association, and he was the one who had the first idea for what this project really were born in first place. Then we have with us Jelena Simic from Serbia. She is the founder of the Easter Center, and she's also a holistic educator for several years there in Serbia. Nogol Andishehjoo, she will join us later today. She's the founder of One Education, One World, an NGO dedicated to build the schools in poor countries such India. Then we have Lirzy. She's an author and a holistic educator based in Japan, specialized on forest languages. Then we have Master Willie Johnson, real master of martial arts, but also the founder of a beautiful foundation of the BAM School and the Point MMA. We also have Michiko Hayashi. She's the global ambassador of the Emoto Peace Project, and she is also a content creator of this curriculum. We also have David Carlson as the representative of the Call to Friendship Association, which it's also helping us and contributing to this curriculum. So now I'm going to start talk a little bit about it. So, okay. Why education is so important? Just from the basis that 40% of the world population don't have any access to education at all, just give us a picture of the global crisis we are experiencing. We have 40 million people that are victims of slavery, and slavery is not even legal in any country. 71% of those victims are women or children, and we have 25 million victims or work folks. I think that the cause behind all these numbers are the lack of education in our world. And behind all the statistics and numbers, we have real human lives. So that's why this project is so important for us. We believe that education enlightens our world. So what is curriculum? It's a new educational curriculum with a holistic approach to teach beyond reading, writing, and how to count. because math, sciences, history, that's all very important to learn, but also it's important to learn who we are as one human race. And why do we choose a holistic education approach? Well, I always say that it's kind of crazy how in the past 2 decades, medicine and technology have made a huge evolvement, but yet we are still using the education format that was used 2 centuries ago. And we believe that holistic education is the future for a better learning. In our curriculum, we have 3 pillars. The first one is communication, the second one is logic, and the third one is peace values. All of our subjects have these 3 pillars integrated. And the reason is that if mistakes are made in communication, that can lead to confusion. If mistakes are made in mathematics, that can lead to failure. But if mistakes happen on peace values, then it can ultimately lead to the extinction of our human race. Our educational curriculum is divided on 3 level groups based on the ages and level of our different students. This is the structure of all the subjects of our curriculum. Our educational curriculum is meant to be taught not only in schools, but also to be provided through online education. It's going to be integrated into a software that everybody is going to have free access to it. We literally plan to bring the entire world in one classroom, thanks to the technology. And that takes us to the mission goal of this project. And is that we are raising $100 million for 1 million solar panel tablets to take to the poorest corners of the world, where not only education, but electricity is also a dream for those children and families. And we plan to provide them with these solar panel tablets so they can have the chance to study with us. We have a wonderful team of experts creating content for this curriculum, and we're working together with many other charity organizations that share the same dream as ours. And we believe that together we're creating a new world of peace, a world with future-wise leaders. And I want to thank you all for listening to me. That was all the presentation. And now I'm trying to go back to you guys. So I don't know how you could see the screen. I couldn't really see it. Could you all see it fine and correctly?
It's beautiful. It's perfect. It was an absolutely powerful message indeed. And Nogol has also joined us as well, by the way. So we have a full house.
Hi, everyone.
Great, Nogol. I already make a brief introduction to you before you join us. But now I would like to hand the voice of this conference to my wonderful co-founder, Dr. Leong Ying, who is gonna give us a special message from Dr. Nadine first of all, and then he's gonna talk more about this project. Leong, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. God bless you all. God bless our journey to come. So this all began a year ago with the OHOW launch that Andrea, well, over a year ago, actually. And obviously from that first great launch, Dr. Nadine came with the idea, simple idea, an idea that basically made us all drop our jaw, saying, how come we don't have an education for peace? We teach our children how to add, divide. We teach our children how to read the ABCs, but yet we don't actually teach our children what peace is all about. And that absolutely smacked me, to be honest with you. Absolutely. We spend all this money, all this knowledge in enhancing the quality base of our children, but we don't teach them the fundamental of the goodness that that knowledge should be used for. So from that humble beginning was launched this great idea that Andrea, as the creator of this one humanity, one world, took that simple idea, the simplest of idea, but yet the most powerful of idea to develop this OHOW concept to move it forward. Now, give a little bit of background, Dr. Nadine, and why he's not here to discuss about his concept, about what he launched. Dr. Nadine is a humanitarian at heart. He was the presidential candidate of Afghanistan back in, I always slightly make mistakes, I can't remember if it was 2014 or 2015. Okay, but he has the heart of his nation truly in his heart. Over 30 years ago, he started the Afghanistan Peace Association, which is a UN NGO here in New York. So 30 years ago, he knew of the pain and the suffering that his citizens were undergoing through Afghanistan. Regrettably, those who know the history of Afghanistan knows that Afghanistan be in basically almost a continuous warfare for the past 200 years with foreign invaders. I'm not here to preach right or wrong, but you know, I think you all know invasion is not a good way of enhancing quality of life. Okay, so the British invaded Afghanistan over 200 years ago. And as you know, then the Russian and then the Americans been there for the past 20 years. And again, as you all know, the Americans are now pulling out. Whether it's right, wrong, it doesn't matter. That's the history of the Afghanistan. Okay. Because he's seen the pain and suffering of his citizen, he's felt the pain, all right, beyond, I guess, all of us. I mean, we've all gone through our own individual pain, but he's had to see the suffering of pain of an entire nation. So that's why he created the Afghanistan Peace Association over 30 years ago. And we are honored to have him be part of this journey with us and for his message to be delivered on my behalf, because the pain that he's going through right now. And as you know, he has lots of close families, lots of close friends. And he's told me a couple of weeks ago, because of all this issue, that he needs a bit of solace, a bit of time to basically take care of matters. So I ask all of you here and the world to say a prayer for Dr. Nadine, his family, and his fellow Afghanistan citizens that are now going through the trauma that they're going through. Again, I'm not here to preach which side is left, right. That's up to you all to decide. I think you're all smart enough to figure that out. But the pain that Afghanistan is going through is exactly what we need to solve the solution, okay? We need to ensure that every citizen in Afghanistan, whoever leads them, should have the basic premise of peace, that everyone, whether you're male, whether you're female, should be allowed education. So whoever's watching this worldwide, all right? Every woman, every girl is allowed equality, the same education as every boy and every man, okay? Now that is political, absolutely, and that I will absolutely 100% stand by, okay? So whoever's watching this from Afghanistan, wherever you are, okay? Make sure that you protect every single citizen on this planet, okay? Be that man or woman, okay? And that's the message and the prayer that I, and on behalf of my palace, are delivering to Dr. Nadine. And in records, Dr. Nadine has asked me to deliver his continued prayer to all of you, to the message that we want to deliver to the world, that there's still hope, despite all this up and down, life cycle about up and down, but we must not let the darkness pull us into shadow, okay? We must bring the light and remove that shadow, that pandemic plague, that of war, and bring light upon humanity. So we must continue that despite all the despair, despite all the pain that a lot of people are going through right now. So Dr. Nadine wants me to deliver that message of hope and the continuation that we must carry on. In this, the darkest of time is when we, the leaders of light, must stand strong and must stand up and light our torch for the rest of humanity, okay? Is when the journey is the hardest, is when we must take the bold step forward, okay? So Dr. Nadine, God bless you, be safe, and we are continuing your journey on your behalf, sir. And we hope to see you back on the stage, leading us with the rest of the great leader. So that's the message from Dr. Nadine. So now I will deliver my personal message. So obviously Andrea put together an amazing platform, Educator curriculum with, well, it's amazing because she has all these amazing educators, which you all are, sharing this platform and contributing to this awesome message of peace, of knowledge, of fact that we want to deliver to the world, okay? And obviously, one of my tasks in this life is to help deliver that message. And I'll make it absolutely clear, okay? One of my major tasks is to bring the fun. Now, Andrea put on one of the slides, one of our mission goal is to raise $100 million to buy 1 million solar panel tablet, okay? Now, when we mention this message to people, 100 million, people are shocked. They're like, 100 million? Well, shame on you. Shame on you. This world spends every single year $2 trillion on killing people. This world, every single year, spend $2 trillion, all right, on how to kill people. So shame on you that you are not shocked that this world of ours spend $2 trillion trying to kill each other. But yet when we mention we want to raise $100 million, which is a mathematician, is 10,000 of that amount, okay? Or to put it in another word, less than 8 hours of what this world spent on killing people. Less than 8 hours. So if the world can spend $2 trillion on trying to kill each other, then we should put that 8 hours to raise that $100 million to bring about a reversal and a mental philosophy that we should be bringing about peace. Okay, now you can hear my voice, my passion. Absolutely. So to raise $100 million should not be an issue, okay? The issue is we must work together to ensure our message goes out there so that we can raise this small amount of funds to deliver this global message that will allow humanity to advance, to explore the outer stars and inner spirit. Now, our collective, which is a global organization, which OHOW, the rest falls under, has a holistic model which integrates the art, the business, and the charity. All three are very important in delivering the message and the fundraising. So in the art, I'll give an example. Our goal is to host next year at Madison Square Garden a super concert. In 1983, the UK band, Band Aid, put together to help the famine in Ethiopia. Together, they formed the Band Aid. Together, they did a live concert, which was viewed by 1 billion audience all around the world. This is in '83, before the internet became widespread. So our goal now in the modern time is to put a similar concept here with mega superstars in the OHOW Superband concert in Madison Square Garden. And our target is to have 1 billion pay-per-view all around the world, everyone paying a single dollar to raise $1 billion. Out of that $1 billion, small amount, $100 million will be given to this OHOW platform that Andrea had just said. That is the art. The business, those that know me, that I've been working with a lot of nations, with a lot of commercial companies around the world to put together major infrastructure project that will deliver good, clean technology infrastructure to the world. So we're working with Africa, with Asia, etc. I'm not going to go into too much of that detail, but those commercial enterprises will also generate the fund that will help support our global campaign. And obviously, traditionally, the charity, we will go down those paths as well, various foundations that we will seek to give us the fund to deliver our message, okay? But we have to get our message out there, and this is part of the message. So I want to thank you all for sharing your powerful message and helping me to go out there and shame those people. So when I go to those people and say, we want $100 million, I want them to look me in the eye, say, I saw your conference and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We should not be spending $2 trillion on killing people. Here, let's spend small amount, $100 million on educating every children on this planet. The reason why we have the solar panel tablet is we want to give this freely to every children, whether in desert, a village, everywhere. Whether they are in hunger, they don't have clothes, but education is what's going to pull them out of that shadow, pull them out of that darkness into light, okay? So God bless you all, and I'm so blessed to have you all deliver this powerful message so we can take it to the world and make this happen. Make this happen, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Leong. And yes, education is a human right, and we're gonna redistribute all that money that goes into killing to the better future of our humanity. And now I would love to give the voice to Michiko Hayashi, based in Japan, an ambassador of the Emoto Peace Project. It's wonderful to work with her. So Michiko, it's all yours.
Well, thank you so much, Andrea, and thank you so much, Leong, for your passion, for doing this fundraise for solar tablet. And this is really education. I agree. And I know that everybody agrees that education is for everyone on earth, the equal rights for everyone. Who made borders on this earth? That was human. We should not have any borders. We are all same people, whether we're, regardless of the languages, the color, the races, it doesn't matter, because we are all human, same human beings. So what I would like to share with everyone is today, I do have my presentation, but this is the children's book called The Message from Water that Dr. Emoto made in 2005 when he announced the idea of this project at the United Nations headquarters in New York. And that was when he wanted to deliver this book to all children on earth for free of charge, so that they would learn, all children on earth will learn about the special property of water and the truth of water, because when we learn about this, then because water is showing the most important thing is love and gratitude. And I will show you, I would like to share this presentation. Let's see. Can you do the share screen, please?
Yes, you're supposed supposed to be able to share it here.
Okay. Oh, okay, great. All right, so now you see my slide. All right, this is Dr. Emoto and the message from water. And I would like to explain why this message from water is so important for all children, not only for all children, for everyone on earth. Oops. Okay, see. At the beginning, I will explain what the Dr. Emoto's research and discovery was. It's all about water. He established the world's first technology of frozen water crystal photography in 1994. Water crystals are the visualization of vibration, hado. We call it hado in Japanese, and that means vibration. As you all know, everything is vibration. And Dr. Emoto's research on water shows that our thoughts and words that we use every day and everything that we see and we hear have the direct effect on water crystal formation. The water at the molecular level form all the crystals, and it depends on what kind of vibration it has. And everything is vibration. Our thoughts are vibration. Our emotions are vibration. They are energy. And the most amazing discovery is that water is deeply, deeply connected with our individual and collective consciousness. What I'm thinking, what I'm feeling right now is an energy, and it is powerful, but collectively, the energy amplifies. So that's why it's so important for everyone to be positive and to be kind and to be loving and respectful. Now, because both human body and this planet Earth are about 70% water. And that's why it's very important for all of us to learn about water and how it's connected with our thoughts and emotions and words. And that shows the law of attraction. Now, everything is vibration, and vibration is energy, and our consciousness, thoughts, emotions, they are all vibration, and that's energy. And from what we think and from our emotions come out words, and words are powerful vibration also. Then after that, we have actions accordingly. And when we are thinking something positive, something good, and when we are saying the words, positive words that aligns our thoughts, and then what we do accordingly, when we thoughts, consciousness, and words and action, they are in alignment, then we're bringing the law, the reality accordingly. And so that's a law of vibration, and that's a law of attraction. And that's why this is so important, because water is showing how powerful our thoughts are. In this program of this message from water for education, I will be introducing or bringing this law of vibration and resonance using tuning forks, because by using tuning forks, children will learn that when we are vibrating with the very same frequency, then the other one, if that's vibrating at the same frequency, then the resonance occurs. With using the tuning forks of 440 hertz, or it doesn't matter what hertz they are, but if we use two very same frequencies and demonstrate or hit one of them, and the other one will resonate and make sound without being hit. So that shows if, as our thoughts, our words are vibration, and when we are thinking something positive, the other positive vibration will resonate and come back to the reality. And that's how I am creating my own reality, my own world. And I would like everyone, all children, to learn that you are creating your world. I am creating our world. And together we are creating the world that we would like to make. So now I would like to show you some of the water crystals, and you may already know, but this water crystal is the crystal from the distilled water before exposing any vibration. And when we play music of Beethoven's Destiny, then this water molecule changes to this beautiful formation of the crystal. So that shows that Beethoven's Destiny has a beautiful vibration. And now at this time, we should know that our body is 70% water. In the air, there's water. So every single molecules are making this beautiful formation of crystals when we are listening to Destiny or something beautiful. On the other hand, when we play the destructive music or something that is really ugly, for example, heavy metal music that we play to this water, then this water cannot form the beautiful formation of the crystal. Why? It's because the energy of this music, the vibration of the music, is destructive. So I would like to teach through this book. I would like all children to learn to listen to something beautiful, because it has a direct effect on their health and in the air. Our skin is breathing and taking in this vibration through the skin. We're breathing in the water of the air also. So we want to make sure that everything is beautiful. Now, what happens when we show the words to water? Here in Japan, we have, let's see, I have, Andrea. Okay, we have the word called kotodama. And kotodama means every single word has its own energy, vibration, or spirit. And water shows what they are. Now, before that, Dr. Emoto used to say that disorder of words is health disorder. And that is disorder of society, and that is disorder of country, becomes disorder of the world, that becomes the disorder of the universe. Well, this is the negative side. But when we use them in a positive way, then it will become the beauty of words, and that is harmonious self, that is healthy, health, good health. And that creates, when everyone is healthy, then that creates a harmonious society. And the society is healthy and harmonious, then that creates the harmonious country. And when all the countries become harmonious, then the world will become harmonious. Ultimately, the universe becomes harmonious also. So the words are really important. When we show the words, thank you, arigato, thank you in Japanese, and you fool, bakayaro in Japanese, to water. How does the water crystals to thank you. That makes beautiful, beautiful hexagonal crystal. On the other hand, youthful is a very negative vibration. So the water does not form the beautiful formation of the crystal. And that has effect on our health. By using repeatedly, using those words, our health, our life is going to be affected. Do we want to have the beautiful life or beautiful society? We have the choice. And we would like all children to know that we are choosing every second, whether good or bad, whether negative or positive, whether kindness or mean, being mean. Showing the word peace created this beautiful crystal, whereas war, as we have been so sad about what is happening in Afghanistan recently, and since for a long time, water is really showing it's broken. We're breaking people's heart and breaking the energy. This is not definitely good at all. Some people may want some power, but we're all sane beings, humans. And it does not only affect that area, because when Dr. Emoto was doing the test, every morning, in the morning, he was taking the sample of water from his office, and he was checking the toxins that are in the water every morning, and mercury toxin, lead toxin, aluminum toxin, and some other toxins also. And the numbers are slightly different every day, but not so much. One day, the toxin went up very high, and that was the 17th of January. And Dr. Emoto didn't know why that happened, but this is the water in Tokyo. On that evening, when we went back home, he discovered that that was the very day that a Gulf War started. The destructive energy reached Japan. So we should never have any war anywhere on this earth, because energy goes everywhere. We're sharing everything. Let's choose happiness to unhappiness. If we say I can do it, yeah. Is it 10 minutes already?
Yes, the time's up, Michiko, but it was beautiful message.
Okay. Thank you.
It was great. And
thank you so much.
A beautiful message of how through science we can learn so much about peace and ourselves as humans.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching and listening.
And your beautiful message. It's very inspiring for real. But now I should change the turn to our next speaker, Lirzy Uriel, who is also based in Japan right now, a foreign language holistic educator. So Lirzy, now the platform is all yours.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Andrea. So,
oh, sorry, you're muted. So sorry, you're muted. Can you mute?
How now? Okay, good. I'm going to show you a little presentation. Please give me a second. Okay, now can you see my screen? Yes, thank you. Wonderful. Give me a second, please. Okay, now perfect. So first, thank you all of you to staying here today, and special thanks to Andrea Wen and Dr. Ying for being able to create this amazing project. As you see, those are the topics I'm going to talk about related with the language of peace. Starting with what is language of peace? Well, as all you're aware, we are working with holistic methodology. And regarding to that, I wrote a book which is called Learning or Playing, which is a guidance to all teachers to be able to teach a foreign language. With this methodology, we can absorb the new language or the new knowledge much faster and learn everything much easier while we are playing. That's the main point of this methodology. So in this curriculum, the language of peace is a subject that is based on 3 fundamental points: the ability to write, the ability to read, and of course, learning a second language. That will be Spanish and English in this case. So why communication is important? Communication for me means life. We all think in image, but we really need words to be able to spread all our message. And also communication make us human beings. And otherwise, with being human beings, we are all connected around the world. And thanks to this connection related with the communication, we are able to make a world without borders. That is our main object in this program. So a world without borders make us a freely communication, make us free of thoughts, make us a freedom of expression, and also give us the ability to share our happiness, to share all the knowledge. But for me, the most important point is that we can share our love no matter wherever we are. So this is a little presentation about what is the language of peace. And I would like to thank you, all of you, for your time and for the all incredible work you are doing for this curriculum. Really, thank you so much. And that's it. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Lirzy. It was awesome. Thank you very much for all the content you are creating for this wonderful curriculum. Now, I would love to pass the voice to David Carlson, representative of the Call to the World Peace Association. Please, the platform is all yours.
Thank you. Share screen. Okay, you can see my screen? Yes.
Yes, we can.
I am here today as one of the representatives for the Call to Friendship Association World Unification Program, where we work with the Cosmic Light Book, the Knowledge Book. We call this speech, the Knowledge Book, the help to the world to a higher consciousness of peace and unification. The Knowledge Book was dictated from the Alpha Channel at the end of the 20th century to Vedya Bülent Unsu Chora, alias Mevlan. A book containing universal knowledge and which carries a divine technique that enables the attraction and reflection of godly cosmic energy currents, which helps us to awaken our divine essence consciousnesses. The Knowledge Book is given to us to educate the world with a higher universal consciousness of peace, unification, and cooperation. Let's see. Stop. I'm trying to stop sharing screen here. Let's see. Okay. Yes. In the knowledge book, it is written, our friends. The speciality of this book, distinguishing it from the other cosmic books, is that it is dictated through a special channel with light photons, subject to the cosmic reflection system. In this writing system, no projective influence can affect this writing system, and no thought can interfere with these writings. Further in the message, it says, only this knowledge book dictated to Dear Mevlana at the moment carries this cosmic light photon cyclone technique. The characteristic of this system is to lower the waste of time to be spent in thought to a minimum by loading all the frequency powers. Further in the message, it says, this book will prove itself to your planet scientifically in the light photon tubs by different methods of computer techniques your planet will develop. Quote from Fascal 36. The light photon cyclone technique loads every letter in the book with high frequencies. Through the book's technique and frequency messages, we can attract and integrate cosmic energies and can reflect them to others in a quantum physical space on Earth. There is a universal system of reflection of cosmic energies mediated through the constellation of Sirius and evolved galactic extraterrestrials and their ships that work in the federation of this system. Cosmic currents cleanse and evolve us in an accelerated way by expanding our consciousnesses to higher frequencies in an accelerated way. These energies cleanse us from negative thoughts and negative energy in our bodies, thus helping us from karma deficiencies. The cosmic energies give rise to thoughts that expand our consciousnesses. We can create by what we do and by our thoughts according to the universal law of attraction. We, the adults, can change the world together with the children by providing room and tools to educate them so that they can grow in consciousness, where they become constructive, helpful supporters and citizens of the world, with a greater understanding of our soul path, self-worth, all lives, and that feels existential meaning and act to take care of all that is created. One purpose of the knowledge book is to unite all humans, all religions, all spirituality, and all science. In the knowledge book, it is written, the tablet of God's decrees is a book which comprises the first constitution known as the secret box of the Lord and prepared beyond times, beyond time, and beyond ordinances, beyond ordinance, as well as the constitutions of all the systems that followed, and which is accepted today as the law of universes. We call it the knowledge book. Further in the message, it says, it assembles all in itself the energies of all the religious doctrines bestowed on you until today, and the energies of the Almighty Energy focal point. Your sacred books bring you to a certain dimension and leave you there. But this knowledge book prepares you for the unknown horizons beyond dimensions by its special frequency. However, this book is never a book of religion. It is not a book to be worshipped. It is the key of your essence, and it is a guide that makes you gain yourselves. For this reason, it is mentioned often so that this knowledge book that you have in your hand, fascal by fascal, may be comprehended quite well by your society. And it will continue to be mentioned. This message has been dictated by the Cosmos Federal Assembly, quote from Fascal 28. In another message in the knowledge book, it is written, our friends, the knowledge book that is continued to be dictated is not a book of religion. Those who earn the right to read that book consumed the knowledge of the sacred books centuries ago, have transcended that wall, and have earned the right to live during the period of sincerity by having each become a book themselves. That which is expected of those who have become books themselves is to have those who are not books to become books. And that which is going to achieve this at the moment is knowledge book, carrying supreme knowledge and frequencies that are new for you, but very ancient for us. The Old Testament, the Psalms of David, the New Testament, the Quran, and the philosophies of the Far East that purified you once are celestial doctrines revealed to your planet from the knowledge book here. However, during those periods, the frequencies of those books used to attract humans towards the path of God by means of changing according to the frequency of those who read them, according to the change of the power of the knowledge within them, and according to the numerical loadings, and used to purify them through the formalist worships rendered on that path. But now worships beyond formalism are worships of essence, essence heart, consciousness, knowledge. We cannot consider as purified those who cannot step on the path of worship of this kind. Those supreme books will never lose their validity, because it is these books that turn you in former lives into who you are today. However, if there are still those who do not understand the knowledge book carrying the power and the frequency of them all, let us explain again. The knowledge book you have in your hand at present is a special copy projected on your planet of the knowledge book here. And it is a whole compiling one by one in a single volume the frequencies of all the sacred texts given to your planet until today. And now it is the single book of the Lord. And it has been bestowed on you by its attribute of sacredness having been removed. This book bestowed on your planet, being subject to a program of 8 centuries, is a selection of and a salvation guide for humanity. Quote from Fascal 32. Thank you very much. I am ready.
Okay, thank you very much, David, for your intervention and sharing your message with all of us today. Now, I would love to pass the voice to one of our wonderful content creators and the founder of the eStar Center, Jelena Simic from Serbia right now. The platform is all yours, dear. You need to mute yourself, darling.
Hi, Andrea. Honorable Dr. Leong, dear Andrea and friends. It is a great honor for me to be part of this prominent group once again and speak about the importance of the peace education. As we know, the challenges we face from the 2020, that we are at the threshold of a completely new civilization. During this period, the social movement, One Humanity, One World, has initiated many changes. Even though we cannot see it at this moment, our work and work on the peace education prepares a space for an innovative structure of a new world. Laying completely new, healthy foundation for the future equity world was the greatest achievement of the present days. To understand the importance of the moment in which we are live, we must understand that we are inseparable part of the whole. To comprehend the origins of identity and common ideas across the spectrum of multiformity, we must be conscious that all human experience are part of a common heritage. That is also makes a common space that has a geographical, historical, and cultural dimension, and that is our planet Earth. So what is the subject culture of humanity? An echo of the past in the future and reflex from the future in the past. The history of humankind is an astonishing story of migration, innovation, and social development. These processes are inseparable and represent the cultural heritage of cultural archive. Culture is one of the most important characteristics of human beings, but also a very complex phenomena with a very broad concept. The term culture includes a set of all material and spiritual values of human work in nature, society, and thought. Also, human history, in essence, is a history of ideas. All the values of the social consciousness of human society, such as moral, art, religion, tradition, custom, literacy, folklore, philosophy, spirituality, etc., must be clearly presented and accessible to everyone. But above all, this must have a clear educational role in prevention of violence and wars. The shaping of a healthy society relies on finding common meaning and directions necessary for the preservation of civilization. Every society is always creating and recreating in every individual mind. The making of creative mind needed for stepping forward into the future implies understanding the purpose of the being as well as its role within society. Also, understanding the need to learn our past so that work, progress, and healthy communication among individuals are possible. That is why the process of learning about the unity and common foundation of human civilization must be begun at the early ages of every being. It is very important to stress this. Active learning of the culture of humanity is basic for creating a society without conflict and helps us to understand the fine weaving structure of the world and planet Earth and our place within it. We have accepted the methodology for intercultural learning that deals with the historical and contemporary relationships of all cultures and people as their barriers based on their absolute equivalence. Learning through creative process of drama-based educational method can be applied to all ages. Also, this method develops divergent and critical thinking in students. They are encouraged to give various answers and solutions. By actively involving students in solving historical and civilizational problems, we invite them to participate and to be fully involved in the educational process as our partners. Then they learn from inside out, that is, they develop or support their inner motivation. Thus, students have different points of view and gain a deeper understanding for human behavior, motives, diversity, culture, and history. They're encouraged to learn about how they influence others and how to put themselves in the position of others and different cultures and concepts. Also, we have accepted the Waldorf methodology. Waldorf pedagogy and methodology is based on the anthroposophical spiritual view of the world, which originated in cultural climate in Central Europe in the early 20th century. It views humans as a whole of body, soul, and spirit. That whole, meaning being itself, is constantly evolving. Every child until adulthood and maturity goes through the stages of development of consciousness as well as humanity went through during its evolution. The evolution of beings and humanity is connected with the evolution of everything created on the planet Earth and the Earth as a being itself, as well as the whole universe. We must stress that the main goal of humanity culture of humanity or our subject is to teach children and youth how to achieve and live real human values and create a culture of acceptance, brotherhood, and peace using examples from the past. In our modules, we divided into 3 groups regarding of their ages. Students will find answers to the following questions. What makes us human? Where did we came from? Where are we going? Are we essentially driven by violence and greed to construct societies based on a ruthless competition for power and treasure? or are violence and greed only minor parts of human nature, tendencies that are easily overcome by understanding and by need for cooperation, unity, empathy, and self-sacrifice for a greater good. Studying the culture of humanity offers a clear picture of the way the leading development shapes societies in the world. Students will trace their origins and tradition so they can pass on knowledge to the future generation, which will help to preserve the civilization. They will understand that life can only exist as an integrative whole of its part. It is very important to emphasize that the culture of humanity is not mere enumeration of facts or learning the dates of events, etc. It is about the understanding of the very meaning of existence and restoring the lost virtues of humanity. The culture of humanity teaches that change is needed in the present moment because it is the only real indicator of our future as a human species. The culture of humanity promotes the idea of unity based on the knowledge book program. Our offsprings will live in unity world as a beautiful mosaic of beings who respect each other and who are responsible, aware, and consciousness toward the world around them. I would like to finish my expose with one sentence and quotation. Every generation has obligation to free human mind for a look at a new horizon, to look out from a high plateau than the last generation, said famous Ellison Izuka, astronaut, American astronaut. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jelena. And yes, I always say that it is our responsibility to make the world a better place. It's not a choice, it's a responsibility. And you are creating one of the, to my point of view, one of the most important subjects of our curriculum. So thank you very much for sharing your speech with us today. Now I would like to pass the platform to the great master, Willie Johnson, who has also a heart devoted to education. Master Willie, the platform is all yours. Thank you very much.
Hello, you can hear me? Hello, everyone. And thank you for having me once again. I like to start, first of all, I thank y'all for calling me a master, but I just look at myself as a student of life. And I think from hearing each and every one of you speak about the philosophies of what martial arts is all about. Consciousness, water, which they always talk about, be like water. Everything is about peace, harmony, and happiness. And I know we came together through a subject matter called Point MMA. Point MMA is a curriculum that we put together, but from hearing this collective of speaking, what our real foundation is called the complete martial artist, development of mind, body, and spirit. And as a teacher and as a parent, what I realized along with my wife and my whole family is that when we're so busy on the front line, not just in our communities, working with kids from the ages of 3.5 and up, it's not about teaching them how to kick and punch. It's about trying to build them up from the inside out, trying to teach them self-love through the execution of physical motion. One of the things that I know, I've been doing martial arts for a long time, and I think it was so abusive and it was so long-winded that a lot of the suffering that I was going through as a child, it was being neglected because people was focusing so much on the end result. They weren't focusing a lot more on the immediate needs of a child like myself. So when people see my documentary and they see the darkness and all the things I went through, I believe today that those could have been prevented if adults would have been focused on my immediate needs. So as a leader who had to go through that darkness, the book that I showed you was written when I was in a moment of darkness. I believe many of the things that we're all talking about here today are things that came through us, not from us. That's the highest level of consciousness. And I think that's what my ultimate goal to teach kids. The greatest gift is when you learn to express yourself and become part of that expression of self, which is at a higher level. And that's the ultimate goal of martial arts. So for us, when I looked at the problems that, not just in the inner cities of Baltimore, because I've traveled all over the world. I've been to China, I've been everywhere and competed. And I think a lot of times my focus was focused on how do I make this a worldly concept? And I forgot that I needed to make it a community concept, and then it can become a worldly concept. And that's when me and my wife figured out, well, what can we do to make it different? How can we simplify the process? And a lot of times when we think about kids, kids need, the one beautiful thing about children when we teach them, and I'm there with them every day. Every day I wake up, that's all we do 24/7, working with kids. I'm talking about, especially after COVID, it's not even about kicks or punches anymore. Kids are so broken. And you gotta excuse me if I get, kids are so broken because I was broken. They're so broken that they don't need me to teach them how to kick. They need me to give them a high five, or give them a smile, or say, hey man, have a great day. How you feel? And the parents are so broken because they don't know what to do. They're seeking help, but that help gotta be more than something that we're striving for tomorrow. It gotta be something that we connect to today, right now. And when they walk through that door, I'll flip, I'll jump, I'll laugh, I'll do whatever it takes just to build that trust. Because when you build that trust, then you can teach them anything. And just for us, martial arts just happens to be the vehicle. But it's more than that. It's a philosophy. We talk about personal responsibility, but if they don't learn to love themselves, I don't know what to be responsible for. I believe that God allowed me to go through that darkness, and even my wife, us to be a vessel of hope to say, this is what happened, and this is the choices that I made, and let me show you how you do it. For us, especially when we talked about water, she was talking about water. In order to help them, the curriculum got to be able to evolve with them. If you're a parent, you got to adjust to when your kids are 3.5. Now they're teenagers, you got to adjust according to where they're going when they become young adults. And that's what to me, that's what I learned as a true teacher. I got to adjust the curriculum to the needs of the children at that moment. So our adjustment now is our Point MMA program, but that's just a branch from the tree. So we call it Point MMA 37 skills. How can I give a kid the ability to, one, with our program, focus on respect, focus on safety, discipline, and nutrition? Because the things that we see our kids, one of the things that I like to always tell people, underprivileged is a state of mind. It's not a community, it's a state of mind. If you believe that you're less than, that's underprivileged. You can have all the money in the world and still have a state of being underprivileged because you have no level of consciousness, no level of self-love. So through our 37 skills, what we want to do is teach them everything around them is a vibration of affirmation. Even when you see the name, wherever we go, we got to make it better. And when we come in contact with the kids, we want to know that from the way you stand, that expresses yourself, from the way you look at me when we talk, that's important. So if we focus more on that than the fighting, then guess what? We show them how to fight so they will never want to fight. They would never want to hurt no one. I think the beauty in all of our philosophy shows you the consequences of pain. I am a consequence, but through that transformation of martial arts, I can now show a kid, well, I'm gonna give you all the kicks and all the punches, but we don't ever want to punch someone. A lot of times, and we talk about violence, but how many people talk about how the person feel after they hurt someone? Many people can talk about what to do to hurt, but until you've been through the darkness that I've been through, you can't tell about the pain that hurting of someone that's brought to you in your consciousness. And nobody wants to go through that. And that's why us finding a simpler way to make an immediate impact with a child, because what I gotta remember as a teacher, that kid might come to me today through our curriculum, but they might not come tomorrow. How can we implant a seed inside of them that will feed them for the rest of their lives? I know for me as a martial arts teacher and a student was that there's a saying that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's not a physical person, it's a consciousness, it's planting the seed. So whenever you're ready to pick it up, and we all know that because that's what everybody's talking about. It's our duty to give them the gifts. So when they're ready to use them, they know where to go inside to get them, not outside. And that's that I believe that is the one lost element of the martial arts. When many people think of martial arts, they think of fighting. It's the art of fighting without fighting. It's about self-love, it's about self-care. And that's what we wanted to do with Point MMA. The reason why we use the term Point MMA, because as a parent and as one of those kids, I gotta speak language that they can identify with. If I gotta force my method on them, it's not gonna stick with them. So we created the term Point MMA because what? Everybody in the world wanna do MMA. Everybody wanna do that violent sport. But for us, Point MMA is the opposite of that. It's about no tap out, no knockout, no fighting. During COVID is about learning how to express yourself and learning how to get healthy, learning how to eat right, learning how to think right. But it's not about getting in the cage, because I'm not trying to develop a cage fighter. We're trying to develop champions of life. And that's the ultimate goal. And one of the things that I think that's important, before I end, our whole program was kids approved by the parents and support. And it comes from my son. Sorry. I just get days and tears of love and joy, because I love what I know God saved me to do, and he brought us together. This is what my son describes Point MMA. Positive attitude, always outstanding character. I is for never-ending improvement. T is for technically ready to build yourself up from the inside out. M is for motivation from the inside out. M is for mindset of a warrior, and A is for attitude of gratitude. That comes from a 7-year-old child. I think we need to listen to our children to better be able to empower our children. And that's how I end. Thank you.
Wise words, Willie. Wise, inspiring words. And amen to that. We need to listen to our children. We are born with wisdom and being loving. Nobody's ever born being hateful or racist. And I think your philosophy just embraces the entire idea of everyone that is speaking on the conference, and also of the entire curriculum itself. So thank you very much for that great speech, really touching and truthful, because it's obvious that it's really truthful. So thank you very much. It's wonderful to work with Point MMA. And I need to thank that child for those words. And now, last but not least, we're also blessed to work with the founder of One Education, One World, Nogol Andishehjoo, which right now is based in California, but she's moving very much. So now I will let her the entire platform for her. Thank you very much, Nogol, for having joined us today. It's all yours.
Well, hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'll try to keep it short, but sweet. First off, I wanted to kind of point out, one of the last things you said was Champions of Light, and I've been trying to start a preschool, and I think that would be the perfect name for it, so I'm inspired. It's great, it's great. Well, I'm really humbled to be in the presence of shared vision, so much compassion, support, and really just a love for humanity. And I think to come together from all walks of life, from all over the world right now, to help the innocent population, our children, it's very special. It's very dear to my heart. And I wanted to thank OHOW for providing this platform to bring people together to achieve this very goal. And I also wanted to kind of point out the hard work of Andrea. I'm sure Dr. Leong as well, but I've been in touch with Andrea, and she's amazing. She's this super girl who is going above and beyond, putting these conferences together, fighting for a good cause, and that is rare. That is, I think, 1 in a million. And we are so proud of you, Andrea. So proud of you. So just like she said, I am the founder of a nonprofit called One Education, One World, which is a charity organization that helps fight for the education of children, but children that are in places that are a little bit hard to reach, places where a lot of people wouldn't go to. And we have reached hundreds of, if not thousands of children in underprivileged communities with a team of volunteers. And we do believe that one person can make a difference, even one person. The latest project that we have had in the Middle East was working with the war-stricken Syrian refugee children who, believe it or not, they don't have even the basic literacy knowledge, even the alphabet. And we met them, we connected with them, we spent time with them, we hired a teacher. And for the past 3 months, not only did they learn to read in their own language, but they also learned 2 other languages, which is, I think it's wonderful. We're starting with the basics, even though we'd like to implement holistic education. That's where the collaboration between One Education and OHOW comes in. I'd like to show you a little clip. It's just 1 minute. And it doesn't do justice to everything we've been through and everything we've seen with these kids. But it's kind of like a highlight of our trip last time. And so let me share my screen here. Okay. Does everybody see this screen?
Yes, we can see
Okay,
this.
perfect. Okay, so that's in a nutshell. That's what we're up to, and we have about almost 100 students, and so many other students want to join. So many parents are reaching out to us, but our resources right now are a little bit limited. But imagine if people contributed and we partnered with organizations, even to provide tablets, right, from OHOW. How amazing would it be? And how many kids will be pulled out of that darkness, just like what you said. So I think I'll just end with a quote that is my favorite quote, and it's really a testament to what I see here in this wonderful group. And this quote is by Toni Morrison. I live by that, and I tell my students about it. I'm also a teacher. I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you're free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. Thank you again for this opportunity. It's an honor to be a part of this, and I'm humble. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nogoli. Your entire team deserves an ovation. I do follow all the work you guys do. And yes, that 1 minute video doesn't make justice to what it's really like to work on this beautiful mission. And following to another quote, the great Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful tool or weapon to change the world. And it is like that. Our time is over today, but yet we're not going to stop working. We still have so much work to do and keep working for education to genuinely be free and a human right for every child and human, no matter the age in the entire world. And yes, the ones that are free, the ones that have free hearts like everyone here, we're gonna do everything we can in order to free all those people's hearts and minds to make peace, sustainable peace possible on our earth. So I want to thank again each one of you, sending you all my love and blessings and gratitude for being here today. We're gonna keep in touch, and the presentation I shared at the beginning, you will all have access to it and see it as a video just like the rest of the world. Special thanks to my co-founder Leong for holding the technical difficulties in my absence. And we are keeping in touch. And I want to thank all of our audience for watching us live. Goodbye, everyone. We
God
will be
bless
sharing
everyone.
this conference.
God bless.